Hi, this is Mr. Albrecht. What I've developed here for you is a little calendar just to kind of show you how your courses should be working. So looking at the month of September, which is about what we've got done, first week, second week, third week, fourth week. We're currently in our fifth week. Today is October 5th. Every single day you should have increased by about 1.2% if you did the same amount of work each day, which we've discovered is roughly between 7 to 8 hours worth of work each day, or one lesson, which is a full lesson, including a lesson quiz per class per day, every single day. Some of you have told me you've put in about 4 to 5 hours. That's less than 1% that you're completing in each course every day. It's just not enough time. It's not enough of getting work done. You really should be working about 7 to 8 hours with breaks in between. So at the end of the first week, we said 5%. At the end of the second week, we said 11. At the end of the third week, we said 17. So some of you are right in this ballpark between 17 and 23%. At the end of this week, you're supposed to be at 29%. This is this week. And so at the moment, we can see that some of you are behind. Now, one of the things that I want to point out also is we have now the gradable column. We have an understanding of what the gradable column is. The gradable column, when you look at your progress, is that middle percentage. It tells you basically your grades, the percentage that you've completed of assignments that are graded by the teacher, or assessments and tests, assessments and quizzes. There's going to be times throughout this course that you're going to get assignments that you have to type a response to a questionnaire or submit an essay. That's going to take you some time to do, and you're going to have to wait on the teacher to also grade it and submit it back to you with feedback. So let's say, and the most important class that this happens in is English. English is going to be the class that you're going to have the most times that you'll see something like that, a little project or assignment that you have to do offline. Essentially, gradable assignments outside of tests and quizzes are offline assignments, such as in your art classes, drawing something, photography classes, taking a picture, fashion and design, designing something online. These are all things that you're going to do offline. So especially in English classes when you are typing an assignment. So let's say I'm already behind. I'm not going to make my 29%, let's say on Friday this week. I'm not going to reach this goal here. Let me get a nice color that we can use. So I'm not going to make that. I'm going to be behind. And let's say next week all of a sudden I get a gradable assignment in a class on the 11th. Let's say I have this day I have to complete a essay for my English class. Now for that English class, when I'm doing that essay, I'm not going to be able to complete that 1.2% in that class that day. If I don't finish it the next day, that's another 1.2% I'm behind, and it keeps going and going until you've submitted that assignment and it's graded and returned. So what I want to explain to you right now is that you need to be conscious of the fact that towards the end of the semester, if you have not completed a lot of the gradable assignments in your classes, you're going to be bogged down. So that's why I'm going to tell you right now, this 29%, I want to start increasing this and increasing the amount of pace that we're putting in these courses. This week, we're going to stick with the 29%, and we'll put out a new table of how much percentage we want to see complete. Every week, it's going to increase by a little bit more. Remember, November 4th, this date right here, is the halfway mark, approximately 53%. In order to make sure that we complete everything on time, we're going to push this. You'll notice that also in January, the week before the semester actually ends, would be the 100% mark. We'll push that back maybe a little bit further. That way, that whole last week, the only thing we're focusing on is final exams. Studying for, submitting any final papers, submitting our notebooks in order to take the final exams. These 3 dates are final exam dates. We want everything to be done, everybody to be successful, and in order to do that, you need to really focus on getting these things caught up and on pace. Right now, we're looking at quite a few people not on pace with this 29%. We're almost at 90% of all courses passing. It's like 89.5, whatever I said in that earlier announcement. So we have quite a few classes passing, but the vast majority are behind, not going to reach this 29% mark. At this point, on this day, I'm going to be having some very difficult conversations with people about their progress or lack thereof, and talking about what the ultimatum is if we don't get our butts in gear and start getting things going by the end of the semester. we have now come to a realization that maybe virtual school just isn't for us. It's not for everyone. I wish it was, but we are finding out that it is better for students. They're getting better grades. They're less stressed. They're more focused. The problem is we're just not progressing, some of us, as quickly as we need to be. Now, those of you that are on pace, doing what you're supposed to be doing, we're unbelievably proud of you. Some of you, actually quite a few of you that are doing significantly better, that are going to hit this 29% mark at the end of the week. We love what we see. Continue to do what you're doing. Keep rocking on. You'll notice also that with your gradable column and your overall column, a lot of times the percentages will be very close. In certain classes like English, they're going to be very far apart, and that's because there's going to be essays and papers that you have to write later on down the road. That's going to eat up a lot of time. So move faster in English classes. Move faster in your electives. Math classes, they typically just progress at the same amount, gradable and overall. So look at those two columns. They both have to reach 100 by the end of the course, by the end of all courses. Anything that you do not have complete at the end of the course is going to be a 0, and it will affect your grade and drop it into failing if need be. So if you have any questions on this, please contact me, contact Ms. Villegas, come to the drop-in center and talk to us about this. This week and next week are home visits. I'm going to be meeting with people and having some very awesome conversations that I'm praising some of you that are doing great, and having some difficult conversations with some of you that aren't performing as well as we'd like to see. But anyway, have a great day.